First of all, I'm very honored to be inducted into the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame. My path to go to Oklahoma State started early. When I was 6 years old, I went to my first Oklahoma State wrestling duel up in Old Gallagher. It was called Gallagher Hall at the time, Gallagher Hall, and I watched my brother Leroy wrestle for Oklahoma State. And when he walked out in that orange singlet, I knew right then and there that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to wrestle at Oklahoma State. I wanted to wear one of those orange singlets. And I had that dream all the way up until I got out of high school. You know, I didn't want to be a fireman. I didn't want to be a doctor. I didn't, all these things that you want to be when you grow up. I just wanted to wrestle for Oklahoma State. And that was my dream, was to wrestle for Oklahoma State. I've got 10, whether counting me, there's 10 brothers and sisters. And we're from Del City, and we're a tough family. I mean, we are a tough family. If you just enter our household during those days, there's wrestling matches going on. There's football, street football out in the street where you can tackle out in the street. Tackling is allowed. We just grew up tough, and that contributed to my wrestling. I had the opportunity to have, with both my brothers, John, who ended up winning an Olympic gold medal, 2 Olympic gold medals, and Leroy is an NCAA champion as well as a world silver medalist. I had an opportunity to watch them as I was growing up, how they trained, and the commitment that they had for the sport. There was times growing up, or not times growing up, but it seemed every single year growing up, they had the same routine. You know, it would be Thanksgiving Day, and we would have Thanksgiving, and after we would eat our meals, John and Leroy would go to the gym to work out. And Christmas Day, we'd have Christmas, open the presents up, and John and Leroy are heading to Del City High School to get a workout in for 1 hour. And I used to think to myself, and I asked John one time, I said, why are you working out during Christmas time, during Thanksgiving time? And I'll never forget this. I might have been 13, 14 years old, and he looked at me and he said, because nobody else is. And I was able to have those type of guys as a role model growing up. I went on to Oklahoma State. I went to, actually, at Del City, I went on to win 3 state titles at Del City High School. But when I walked into that room at Oklahoma State, my dream had come true. That was my dream, was to wrestle for Oklahoma State, and not only to wrestle at Oklahoma State, but to be successful at Oklahoma State. And it was really mind-boggling the first week that I was there at Oklahoma State. I walk into the room. This is the defending national championship team that's out there on the map. Not only do I have the defending national championship team, I look to the left of me, and this is true. I look to the left of me, and here's John Smith, the Olympic champion wrestling. I look to the right of me, and here's Kenny Monday, the Olympic champion wrestling. And I mean, I was surrounded by excellence, and I took every advantage of it. And I think, you know, being in a room like that, being in an environment like that, taking advantage of it was what got me to where I needed to be. And again, I appreciate it, and I'm very honored to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.